I forgot to mention when I was recording the podcast earlier today that I have a special offer at the moment. So I do mention in the podcast that one of my main jobs today and tomorrow will be unpacking the yarn, doing a stock take and updating my website. And once that is done and my website is back up and running, which I'm hoping will be Thursday afternoon, but it might be Friday, then I will do a 15% off everything on the website, and that's only valid until the 15th of October. So I will put the code below this video and also put it on the screen. It's only valid until the 15th of October, so the website will reopen either on Thursday afternoon when this podcast is live, or if not, it'll be open on Friday sometime. And I will send out newsletter when the website is open again. So you get 15% off until the 15th of October. I'll put the link below and on the screen and links and all that kind of stuff, so do check it out. Now I'll pass you on to the podcast I recorded earlier today. Hello and welcome to episode 132. I've got 2 new projects on the needles. I think I may have talked about starting them last week, but I don't think I've started them. According to my notes, I hadn't started them last week. And I made some quite good progress on them. It's been a really busy week. I tell you everything I've been up to. There's been another yarn show, workshops, and a lot of stuff going on. And I also want to pick up an old project and add a bit to it. So we'll talk about that as well. So lots of stuff to chat about this week. Oh, plus 2 new magazine designs. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you are new here, my name is Anniken. I design knitting patterns. I teach knitting workshops online and in person, and I sell yarn through my website YarnAddict.co.uk. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. Okay, so let's talk about a few kind of business things first, just to get those out of the way before we talk about the knitting. So we are into October now, obviously, so I'm doing Vlogtober, which I think I talked about last week probably. I have I release a Vlogtober video every Tuesday and Saturday. So there was a Vlogtober video out on Saturday and on Tuesday where I talk about, I think Saturday one was like recovering and sorting stuff out after yarn down, and then the Tuesday one was getting ready for 3 bags full, which is my local wool market, which was last Saturday, and when I'm knitting and stuff like that. So some kind of day-to-day progress on my projects. I think that was on Tuesday. So I've had a pattern published in Knitting Magazine, issue 255. I recorded a video talking about it and showing you what the sample looked like before I sent it off to the magazine, and that was out on Sunday as a kind of bonus episode. Because normally I put those videos out on a Tuesday, but now I'm doing Vlogtober on Tuesday. There's too many videos to put out. So this is the hat in Knitting Magazine, issue 255. It's a double layer hat. It's got lace on one side and stocking stitch on the other, and I did it in 2 different colours. You can do them in the same colour if you prefer. So that's issue 255 in the shops in the UK now. I don't know if there's a digital version of this, but there might be. Look at Knitting Magazine on social media. They're on Instagram and Twitter, I think, and ask them and they'll tell you. But it's basically the title or the theme this issue is Weekend Makes. Quick fix knits for autumn. Quick fix knits. I find that difficult to say. I don't know why. Lots of small projects, but also some bigger ones. So really good issue. I really enjoyed flicking through it. And then I've also had a pattern published on the same day. I think these magazines came out on the same day in the Knitting Magazine, but this copy didn't arrive here till Saturday. And isn't that cover stunning? I love that design. That's by Kath Andrews. My design is this yellow shawl here. So let me show you what that looks like. Again, I recorded a separate video where I show you what the shawl looks like and everything, and what else is in this issue and that kind of stuff. And that will be out on Sunday this week. The way I've been doing it with Vlogtober videos is that as soon as I kind of finish recording one, I start recording the next one. So I finished the Tuesday one on Monday. I haven't recorded anything since Monday because it's just been really busy. So I'm going to see if I can record a bit today. I'm going to start the kind of clearing up after 3 bags full wool market on Saturday. I'm going to start unpacking all that and clearing up and updating my website and all that kind of stuff today. And I'll probably vlog some of that and vlog a bit more on what I'm knitting and that kind of thing. So if I have enough by Friday to edit it and upload it, then it will be on YouTube on Saturday. If I don't, and there's another reason why I may not, then I will put out this video about this shawl on Saturday. At the moment this video is due to go out on Sunday, but I might move to Saturday if I don't have anything else. So this is a shawl in the Knitted magazine, issue 207. They definitely have a digital version. If you're in the US and you've got a library membership, you can get a digital version through the library. And if you're in the UK, Zinio, I think it is, has a digital version, and it might be other digital versions as well, I'm not sure. So this is the yarn is KC collection, naturally soft 4-ply, which is 90% blue face Leicester, 10% Afghan cashmere, and it's from King Cole's. It's a bit more, I think the KC collection or King Cole's more upmarket yarns. So that's in the shops in the UK now as well, and there will be a separate video on that later this week. And just very quickly, some of the stuff I got coming up this month. Brioche workshop in Liscard, Cornwall for 3 bags full on the 17th of October. It's morning only. It's only £17, so it's incredibly cheap. The workshops I teach for 3 bags full in Liscard in October are the cheapest way to take a workshop with me, because they're not a yarn shop. It's a group of local knitters who got together 10 years ago apparently to start this wool market in October, and then workshops in the 2 weeks following the wool market. And so they're not trying to make a profit, they just want to cover their expenses, which is why the workshops are so cheap. Because obviously when you do it in a yarn shop, the yarn shop need to also make money on it, and they need to pay me obviously. So cheapest way of getting one of my workshops is Brioche Improvers. So if you've done basic 2-color brioche rabe and you're comfortable with that, you'll be fine. And if you've done a bit of more complicated brioche before, but you feel like you need more practice and a bit more guidance, so we'll basically look at how to create beautiful brioche patterns like this using increases and decreases, because that's what shapes the brioche pattern like this, and how to fix some simple mistakes like dropped stitches and picking and that kind of thing, because that can also be quite challenging. So link is below. 3 bags full Brioche Improvers workshop, 17th of October, morning only. And then I'm at the Knitting Hotel on the 18th and 19th of October. We're doing finishing techniques one day and beaded lace knitting the second day. That's probably fully booked, but it's worth contacting Belinda at the Knitting Hotel. You can find her on Instagram. And in case, and also her website is linked below in case there are any cancellations. And also if you're local or you can find local accommodation off-site, you can also come as a day guest, either just for the workshops or for the whole weekend. But like last week, they had all their rooms at the Knitting Hotel were full, and they also had 2 off-site guests. So I had 10 people last week, which was a big class. When I did brioche, that was quite a big class for brioche. And then 29th of October, I'm teaching my clutch bags. I'll show you the clutch bags later because I'm using them as my project bags at the moment. My glamour clutch and my colour clutch on the 29th of October at Spinny Yarn in Bobby Tracy. That's all day. And at Stitch Fest on the 2nd of November, I'm teaching half a day finishing techniques workshop. So if you don't like sewing up, picking up stitches, short row shaping, 3 needle cast off, a few other bits and pieces, plus you'll get my online finishing course for free after the workshop, then that's the class for you at Stitch Fest in Newton Abbot in Devon on the 2nd of November. And very quickly, my Italian knitting retreat in April next year. The exchange rate is still very favourable for people living in the UK because the retreat is priced in euros, and the exchange rate was 120. Last time I checked a couple of days ago, it dropped to 119. Obviously it varies a little bit from bank to bank and stuff, but I think it is dropping. So if you want to save money, now's the chance to book and pay. And also if you book and pay in full by the end of October, Hotel Leone are giving you 5% extra off. So if you're interested in that, don't wait any longer, book it now, because I mean, who knows what's going to happen to the exchange rate, but I've been told it's going to probably going to come down. I think that was on the news or something the other day. Okay, so that is all the business I wanted to take care of. I know that's kind of the boring bit, so hopefully you're still with me. So let's talk about my knitting. I'll talk about this thing that I was knitting last spring because I want to add a bit of length to it. So I haven't put it on because I'm quite warm because I worked out this morning and I haven't kind of cooled down properly yet. And I got to walk the dog in a minute after this. I don't want to get too hot. But it's this bright cardigan I knitted in pixie yarn, a bunch of mini skeins and a couple of full-size skeins. I haven't decided yet whether I'm going to write this up as a pattern. Because it's in garter stitch, it's quite heavy even though it's 4-ply yarn, because garter stitch is a lot denser. And I'm always a bit nervous when I see stuff that's worked in garter stitch, because unless it's a very light yarn, it is going to stretch because of the weight. And this is quite heavy, so I haven't weighed this, but I used 2 full skeins and 2 packs of mini skeins of 400 grams. Did I use 500 grams? I can't remember. I think it may be closer to 500 grams. But it does feel quite heavy. I haven't really worn it because I finished it in the spring and it's been too warm. But I didn't make the sleeves long enough. Actually, I will put it on just so you can see the sleeves. Put it on. I knitted the sleeves kind of 3/4 length because, well, I think mainly the main reason was I was getting a bit bored with it by the time I got to that and I wanted to finish it. Because it's garter stitch, it is a lot denser fabric and you do have to knit more rows basically because the garter stitch are a bit more squished than stocking stitch. And I think I just got to the point where I was bored with it, and I thought, well, if I wear like long sleeve t-shirts, that's okay. This is a layering piece. But I also thought maybe I wanted long sleeves, and like today I was thinking, I mean, it doesn't match the leggings I'm wearing because I'm going to Pilates today, so I'm wearing a black t-shirt and like leopard print leggings, so it doesn't really match that. But at the moment, because I have lost weight, a lot of my long sleeve t-shirts that I had last year are just a bit too baggy on me now, because they were baggy on me last year and now they're very baggy on me. So at the moment I'm still mainly wearing t-shirts, so when I throw a jumper on over the top, I want that to go to my wrist, and this one obviously doesn't, so I haven't really worn it. And I am thinking, because I do have 2 mini skeins left that I have kept, so I am thinking by using these two to add a bit of length. So I would be striping them, so at the moment the bottom of the sleeves does not look the same, which is fine, but I would do so that the bottom of the sleeves look the same, and I would probably have enough to get it to my wrist, I think, or at least a bit further down, so it may not be quite to my wrist, but it would be a little bit longer. So I am thinking about doing that. We'll see what happens this week, how busy I end up being. I might try and do it this week, but I'm going to tell you in a minute why my other projects are priorities this week, but I will try and possibly look into doing that this week, because I do feel like if they were a bit longer, even if they weren't full length, I would wear it more. But yeah, I don't know whether to write this pattern up or not, because I got such a big backlog of writing up sweater patterns. Because they take so much more time, and because the expectation now, which is perfectly right, I'm not criticizing the expectation, but you are now expected to write it up in like 10 plus sizes, and that is a huge amount of work. And in the past, because I haven't self-published a lot of sweater patterns, I mainly do sweater patterns for magazines. The sweater patterns I have self-published haven't sold a ton. And if I'm writing this up in 10 or more sizes, that's going to cost quite a lot to get tech edited. I mean, it's going to take a long time to write it all up, and take a long time to tech edit it, which costs money. And then I will have to sell more copies of the pattern to recoup that money. And that's what I'm worried about, which is why I've kind of not been pushing myself to write up the sweater patterns. But I've knitted 4 sweaters this year, and I got 2 more on the needle. Well, I got another sweater and another kind of garment type accessory on the needles, and that one will definitely be written up, but I would like to write up the patterns for the other ones as well. But I may have to like phase them out a bit just to make it easier to pay for the tech editing, basically, because it's not cheap, which is fine. If I take her to watching it, I'm not criticizing, because she is amazing and she does a fantastic job, and I definitely appreciate that. But I know other designers who don't use tech editors. They get like their husband or a friend just checking through the pattern and checking the maths and stuff, and not really tech editing the instructions as such. And I don't do that. I pay a tech editor, and obviously that costs more money. You know, that's just a fact of running a business. But I don't know. I'm worried that I wouldn't sell enough patterns. My pattern sales have definitely been down this year. Probably mostly because I haven't self-published a lot of patterns this year. Mainly because I've been doing a lot of magazine work and a lot of teaching, and there's been a lot of personal stuff going on. I've been to Norway several times, and you know, my mother-in-law passed away in the beginning of the year, and there's just been a lot of stuff going on. So been to Norway last Christmas, March, May, September, going again in November, went to Spain on holiday in June. So it's just been busy year, I guess. And I also have health problems, so there's only so much I can do in a day. So that's my excuse for not writing it up, and why I'm kind of not done as many self-published patterns this year. And because most of what I've been knitting that's not been for magazines has been either a couple of small projects for workshops or garments. I've not spent that time knitting this accessory type projects I used to knit to self-publish, like shawls and things like that. But I got 2 accessories, both of them brioche, coming out in the next few weeks. They've been with my tech editor, they've both been started kind of tech editing, and I need to check the latest round of edits and get back to her, and hopefully might be able to publish one in the next week or so, and then the other one before I go to Norway. But it's all down to me, because I know my tech editors got back to me and I haven't replied, because the last 2 weeks it's just, well, last 3 weeks really, it's just been really, really busy, and I've not been able to focus on anything other than YarnAddict, 3 bags full, and the workshops I've been teaching, because it's just been so much going on. So that's that. So let's talk about what I've been knitting this week. So I think I talked about this project last week, that I was starting it, but I don't think I'd started it last week. So, well, at least I haven't, according to my notes, I didn't start it last week, but I think I started it after last week. But because this is what I don't like about doing something like Vlogtober or Vlogmas, because I talk about my knitting in those videos as well, and then the podcast is kind of like a roundup. I know I videoed about my knitting, but I forget where I've talked about my knitting, if that makes sense. So I've got this no, it's not a mini skein set. I did this design for Knitting Magazine nearly 2 years ago. I think it was at the beginning of last year. And I had used 5 balls and a natural colour. Hang on, that's the 4th one. So those are 4 of the colours, and then a natural one. And I always kind of thought, because there was quite a lot of these left, like 35 to 45 grams. And I had that left of that. I thought I had more left actually. And then I got one, which is the same, from Belinda at the Knitting Hotel. And I always kind of thought, I want to do something with that. I may need to get another one of these. I was going to get it last week when I was at the Knitting Hotel, and I forgot. Anyway, this project has been living in my colour clutch. I keep all the yarn in here, but this bag is a bit big. I'll show you what I'm doing. So I put out the yarn I'm working with and the project and put it in the colour clutch, because that's a bit smaller just to put on my lap while I'm knitting. I am actually going to transfer it to my glamour clutch, because my glamour clutch is a bit taller and this project is getting bigger now, so I'm going to transfer it to there. But let's look at how far I've got. So I wasn't sure till I started whether I would be doing a plain stocking stitch or any kind of patterning. Did consider a colour work pattern. I think I maybe talked about that last week or in the 1st or 2nd Vlogtober video. But I decided on the lace pattern. At the moment the lace pattern looks awful because I haven't blocked it, but on my swatch it looks like that. Working this top down, and I'm starting with the back. So this is the back of the garment, and it's going to go from there. So if I put it across, I'm not going to put it on my back because that'll be a bit difficult. So let's just find out where some markers for the neck. So if I put it like that, and then across, so it should come down to, by the time I blocked it, probably just below my elbow. When I did the first colour, I did 18 rows and then weighed it, and I've worked out that if I was kind enough to do the front bits as well, that would probably be enough. The first colour was the one I had the least of, so I had about, I think about 35 grams. The others have about 45 grams. So I decided to do 18 rows because I thought if I do 18 rows through all 5 colours, that would probably cover me for the yoke. So I want to, when it comes down to like here, I want to like shape it a bit so that it doesn't go straight in here. I want to shape it so it's a bit like batwing, slight batwing shape. So what I've decided to do, because I'm now on colour number 4. So the first day I did this, what's it today, Wednesday? So Sunday, I did the first colour. Monday I did the second colour. No, Saturday? I can't remember. But anyway, I've been trying to do a colour a day. Yesterday I only got that done, which is, how many rows is that? I think I got about half done. Yeah, about 9 rows. I was teaching yesterday morning and then I had some errands to run. So I didn't get home. I didn't sit down to knit till like 4 in the afternoon. And then because I've been teaching and I was tired, I was doing probably a bit too much scrolling on social media. And then in the evening, I put it down and knit on my other project because I haven't made as good progress on that. But I would like to finish this before I go to Norway. Well, I leave here on the 3rd of November. I'm teaching on the 2nd, so I want to finish it a couple of days before that so I can block it and everything. But the plan is to today, hopefully this afternoon, finish this colour, and then I'm actually going to block this to see how big it blocks out, because I think when I join the next colour I may have to shape here to bring it into the body width. And then once I've done that, I'm going to do the front. Or I was actually thinking, once I've done this bit, I might do the front. Now, I think I'll block this, try and finish this afternoon, block this overnight, because then it'll be dry by tomorrow. And I'm teaching tomorrow morning, so I won't be doing any knitting tomorrow morning. And then I can add the final colour and make a decision about shaping, and then I'll do the back. So hopefully by next week, I will have finished the top part of this, and once I get to the underarms I will knit in the round, and most of that will be in the neutral colour. And then I'll be able to work out whether I need to get another skein of yarn, because I'm at the knitting hotel for 2 days next week. So hopefully I will then remember if I need another skein to get it, because I completely forgot. Brioche is quite full on, and I completely forgot. So putting all my stuff in here because it's getting a little bit tight in here. So it's now in my glamour clutch. I haven't done any work on my socks that I was talking about last week. I haven't touched them at all, so I'm not going to talk about them. And I also haven't done anything on my Fair cushion that I was talking about last week. I was going to try and get it ready for a workshop this Friday, but I realised last week that wasn't going to happen. And then I knew also that workshop was struggling for numbers, and because I had a workshop yesterday, I got one on Thursday, and I'm still really tired from the last couple of weeks. And I got to try and pack away all my yarn and do a stock take today and get my website up and running. So it's just been a lot going on. And then next week we're away for a couple of days. Then I got 2 days at the knitting hotel. It's the week after that I got no workshops for a week. So I got like a week, not a week off, but I got a week of no workshops. So I decided I was going to push myself and try and get that cushion done. And I've actually cancelled Friday's workshop because the numbers were really low. I mean, might have gotten enough to run it, but it was kind of borderline. So yesterday I said to the organizer, who's also one of my neighbours, that I really would like to, if it was half a day I would say yes, I really want to do it, but because it's a full day I just didn't really feel up to teaching a full day this week, because I thought I could really do with that day too, because we've got a busy weekend and busy early start of the week next week. So I cancelled it, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so I am mid-row, which was a bit foolish of me last night, but it got to a point where I needed to go to bed. So this is my Truly Hooked Advent Calendar project. This is the rest of the Advent. I'm going to take out some of these oranges because I'm not that keen on them. I'm probably not going to need the whole Advent. I thought I would, but I don't think I will. Hang on, my yarn's got a bit tangled. First one I just did garter stitch. And then I've gone into the lace pattern, and the lace pattern is a 4-row repeat and I'm doing 4 rows in the second mini skein and then 4 rows in the third mini skein. So I'm alternating these two. They're fairly close, but you can see the difference. So that's the first one, that's the second one, and now I'm on the first one again. And I probably got a couple more rows on this first one and then I change to the second one. Okay, so the the mini skein I've used twice. I've used 6 grams. I'm not going to use about 3. So I was my plan was to do one of the colors on the other project today and the equivalent of 1 mini skein, so 20 grams a day. I haven't worked on this a lot. I didn't work on it at all yesterday. No, Monday I didn't work on it at all because I was trying to get my full amount done on the other project on Monday, and yesterday I did work on it in the evening. So I think I'm going to work on the other project this afternoon when I do my afternoon knitting. So I try and finish, well, I'll do a bit this morning after I walk the dog, and then I'll do a bit at lunchtime probably, and then I normally try and stop work by 4 o'clock and I watch telly and knit for a couple of hours. But that is also my kind of scrolling on social media time, so I don't get as much knitting as I think I do. To do one colour on the other project takes me 2 hours when I time myself on Sunday. So I'm going to try and do that, finish the colour I'm working on this afternoon, and then block it. Is that what I said earlier? Yes, block it. And then I will time myself and see how much I can knit in, say, 2 hours on this. Because what I was thinking was I will try and do the other project for 2 hours during the day and then this for 2 hours in the evening. That should be doable. Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you have any comments or questions or anything else, leave it below this video. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. We got loads of new subscribers in the last week or two. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. It's grown by, we've had quite a lot in the last week, which is great to see. I'm assuming that's the Vlogtober effect maybe, but I'm just so grateful, so thank you very much. And my next video will be out on Saturday. It'll either be a Vlogtober video or it will be the Knitter 207 video. I will link the Knitting Magazine 255 video for the hat below this video and at the end, and I'll also link my Vlogtober playlist below, and this will be out either Saturday or Sunday, the video for that. And then I'll be back hopefully on Saturday with a Vlogtober video, and next Tuesday with a Vlogtober video, and then next Thursday with a regular podcast. So lots going on at the moment. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.